Hello, my name is Salman Ahmad. I'm from Pakistan and we are here to discuss the democracy, ideal democracy and participation of youth in the democracy. But most important is to think about and the theme of our forum is to revitalizing the democracy. But what actually the democracy is? I believe like the democracy is a natural phenomena and it has very strong cultural shades in it, and we should think of and we should see the democracy with the eyes of, with the lens of the culture about it. And the cultural impacts on the democracy are very strong. Something is in US is acceptable and it's not acceptable in the democratic culture in Pakistan. And as it is a natural phenomena, so most of the and it represents what people will and what people actually wants. And if people majority wants in on the selection basis, so we can say that a country where there is more authoritarian rule, it can also become a democratic rule, because the majority of the people are in favor of the rule. So we can see like most of the countries, we have to consider them that how the dictatorship was able to sustain itself in 30 to 34 years, because the support of people was there with them. Either because we have seen that when the people were not in favor of their dictatorships or authoritarian rules, they get rid of these authoritarian rulers within 1 or 2 years of movement, or somewhere within 1 year of movement they get rid of them. So these are some questions. I have one more question on the democracy which I am here to explore about. Like when democracy, when we give the rule to the majority, there is also a kind of there is also a form of dictatorship of the majority, and they mostly suppress the rights of the minority in those countries or the regions. So we also need to consider about that, and I'm here to also see how these people with the mobility issues can be involved and can be empowered through democratic rules. And because most of the countries we see that there is very few or almost no participation of people with the disability in the parliaments or the floors of the house, where lawmaking bodies. So we need to influence them and motivate them so that they can participate in the larger picture of democracy, where they can form the rules, because unless they will not form their own rules, other people will not be able to understand what their actual problems are. So that's why mostly people with the disabilities are stay away from the global pictures, especially in the developing countries, in the developing world, where these people with the disability have no accessibility, and because their rulers, they don't understand what people with the disabilities need. So unless they will not become the part of democratic movements or democratic parties and part of the democratic forums of the country, they won't be able to influence and create the pressure group for their decision makers to include them into the society and help them to become active citizens of the society. So this is all about the World Forum for Democracy. We are here to discuss, and we hope we will have a better picture of ideal democracy after this. Thank you, Salman.